So Monday, as we all know, Donald Trump and his lawyers are heading into court for his very first criminal trial. And if you have any thought in your head that maybe Trump's lawyers are talented enough to get him off the hook for this, I would advise you to think again. Because it was revealed this week that Donald Trump's idiot lawyers are so bad at their job that they not only subpoenaed the wrong man for documents for the hush money trial, but they didn't even know that they subpoenaed the wrong man until the prosecutors had to tell them this week that, oh, by the way, you subpoenaed the wrong guy. Here's what happened. Back in March, Donald Trump's lawyers tried to send a subpoena to a man by the name of Jeremy Rosenberg, who was the former district attorney supervising rackets investigator. Very long title, but anyway, Jeremy Rosenberg, because they wanted documents from Mr. Rosenberg with his communications with Michael Cohen during that Cohen investigation. Because Cohen is going to be the star witness, they wanted to taint him with this information from his previous investigation. And the lawyers, Trump's lawyers, went into court this week and they said, hey, judge, we got the response from Mr. Rosenberg here. And here's what his response said. I don't have any files for you. P.S. The phone number you provided on the subpoena was disconnected. P.P.S. I'm keeping the $15. Now, the $15 that they included was for him, the cost of the filing of the documents. Like, hey, we give you $15. It'll cover the filing of the documents. So Jeremy Rosenberg was, flippant. So they went into court this week and they said, Judge, Mr. Rosenberg displayed a flippant and dismissive approach to his subpoena, despite ample experience with the criminal justice system that should have instilled in him respect for this process and a criminal defendant's rights. So why was Mr. Rosenberg acting like this? Why was he kind of being a jerk about it? Well, turns out it wasn't the right Mr. Rosenberg. It was just a random dude in Brooklyn who also happens to be named Jeremy Rosenberg, because his lawyers didn't bother to see, hey, are there maybe more than one Jeremy Rosenberg in New York? Nah, what are the chances of that, right? So they said, find a Jeremy Rosenberg in the phone book and just send him a subpoena. Well, sir, there's multiple names here. I just picked the first one. I don't know. They didn't even bother to check. And then when they got this response, they didn't even bother to check. So they go to the judge a week before the trial and they're like, our guy's being so mean, he's not responding to our subpoena for documents. And one of the prosecutors, Michael Colangelo, had to point out to the court, quote, the people believe the defendant has served the incorrect person. The people spoke with Mr. Rosenberg's counsel, who informed the people that Mr. Rosenberg was not, in fact, served with the subpoena, that Mr. Rosenberg had not corresponded with defense counsel, and that Mr. Rosenberg does not have any connection to the Brooklyn address where the subpoena purportedly was served. The people, of course, being the state that is, accusing Donald Trump, and they're like, listen, we reached out to the real Mr. Rosenberg, and he has no idea that there was a subpoena because these dipshits over here actually sent it to the wrong guy. And they didn't even know it. And they're in court whining about the response without even realizing that's not the guy. And I also want to point something out here. Not only did they subpoena the wrong guy, but like he said in his response to them, you gave me a phone number to call that's not even in service. So, yeah, if you're thinking Donald Trump's lawyers are talented enough to get him acquitted, think again. They can't even subpoena the right people. Trump's lawyers are so bad at this that they're going to end up getting him the death penalty for a simple hush money cover-up at this point. That's how bad they are. But this is going to be so fun to watch take place in court because these lawyers are that stupid.